You know when you're in another country and there's another language, but they have the same basic alphabet as you, at least you can start to kind of make sense of things a bit. But like in Thailand here, they've got their entirely own set of marks on a paper, their own symbols for sounds that we call the alphabet, of course. And then we call it words. When you make them into more than one letter, it's words. You can have one letter words too, so I don't know what I'm talking about, just for a change. But I've just been looking at these symbols here because they're red on a white background, they really stand out, but some of them start to look like things. Look, does that say cog? Is that a little tubby man going for a walk? Is that cartoon eyes and nose and a couple of ears perhaps? That's a little cartoon face. A couple of old men going for a bus ride. Is this one an early Pac-Man? Oh. What about that? Pair of glasses maybe? Unfinished motorbike? Someone with a nasty eye complaint? And a third eye for their spiritual well-being? What about all these colons everywhere? Look, colon, 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 and 2 lines. I really don't know. And the thing I really enjoy on an aesthetic level is all the circles in the shapes, the way it kind of bounces along. It's all circles, 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 circles. I'm sitting in the shade of a tea house in Qatar. I haven't been very well. On the boat journey, early afternoon, I started to feel a bit funny in the tummy. And the short version is that I ended up vomiting 8 times. Other end was fine. I don't know what caused it. Maybe it was some bad food. Maybe it was the movement of the boat. It's quite a long time to be on a boat if you're not used to it. And I'm not used to much really, because when I'm in England I live in a shopping bag in the grass by the hedge. Or maybe, of course, it was the Grand Vizier who rules the quadrant 4 to 7, 9, 13 and 28 pending of the universe, because he can put spells on me sometimes. And I managed to get into a cabin. Although it wasn't terribly deluxe, for a few 3,000 chap, I managed to get a bed for the night, which meant at least I could try and sleep. And I slept a lot. I'm feeling weak. I've just had some breakfast, and so I'm sorry, but I really didn't feel like doing much. And apparently I missed some really spectacular countryside. There are some gorges along the stretch of river that are absolutely, well, they're meant to be gorgeous, but they, as far as I'm concerned, they don't exist. I never saw them. You know, I just thought I'd report it, even though I don't really feel like it. Just really, this bit's like a letter to myself, so I can look at this and go, God, you really weren't very well, were you?
This is him. This is the man who makes all the samosas in the world. He sits here all day doing this, every day.
Look at this, you're getting cookery programmes as well. Look at this. Bit of, oh my God, what that is. That's the glue, smells of glue. Every year.
Here's an interesting relic from colonial days. This is the British Club. Now, I'm sure you've heard of George Orwell, you know, 1984, An Animal Farm. Well, his first novel, called Burmese Days, which came out in 1934, was based around this area. He was actually serving in Qatar, 1926 to 27, as a member of the Indian Imperial Police. How's about that then? So this club was actually referred to in the novel, but of course in the novel he makes a fictitious place so that nobody feels like they've been libelled and slandered. Today it's a place you can find a lovely drawing of the excretory system of a rabbit. Look at all this old wood. It's marvellous, isn't it? But it's all teak. Lovely, lovely building. So there we are, a peculiar hangover from Empire days. Just over the way from the British Club is this hive of activity. These chaps are busy making peanut oil with all these extraordinary machines, and I look at this and I can't help but think, what would a health and safety officer from the UK be doing about this place?
Well, I'm on the old tennis court, which oddly enough is still here, though not really used. How bizarre to be in this old colonial relic. I found the adult entrance. It was a hole in the fence over here, about half human height. "15, love." I am an umpire. Look, do you think the kids are going to be playing tennis? Jizube? Justin, Tarquin, Felicity, time for your bath, dear.
I think a temple visit is very much in order because there's a 12-hour train ride south to Mandalay coming up. So just to come in here before that and soothe the mind seems like a good idea. Even a modest place like Katha has very beautiful Buddha images. Look at this one. Lovely, serene. Oh, excuse you.
Well, this delightful implement belongs to the railway police. As you can see, it's a fearsome catapult. Guess what they use for ammunition? Marbles! What I want to know is, why have they got them and when do they use them? And if you lose your marbles, don't worry, because you've got these goodies to hurl at the back of the heads of people running away. Oh my God! And if you're not a very good shot with a catapult, don't worry, because you can fix this on your rifle. This is a bayonet. A bayonet that he just carries on his belt. My God, they must have some really scary fare dodgers in this country. La, la, la. There's orange peel and matters. La, 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 la. Hey, la, 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 la. Rod Stewart.
I suppose that's one way of trying to get to sleep, sitting up with a thing over your head.
Well, it's about 5:15 in the morning after a most peculiar trip. They wouldn't let me take their photos or their pictures or their videos or their whatever you'd call it, but they would let me film their implements of destruction, which I thought was very kind of them.